All right, welcome everybody to the player spotlight of Mr. Jason Scofield. Everybody put your hands together.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much.
I have something for that. Here. We'll get the crowd to cheer for you. Actually, Jason was one of the players that in his previous match, they did not want to do, I'm not going to call them out, didn't feel comfortable with doing their player spotlight. So that's why we're doing it tonight. He had mentioned if he wins that last match, we would be sitting here. So now we're sitting here. So if you would, Jason, let's zoom in so everybody can see that lovely face of yours.
Oh, I don't know if everybody wants to see that.
Welcome, everybody, to the player spotlight of Jason Scofield. Tell us a little bit about yourself, if you would.
Well, I'm 43, from Green Bay, but I've kind of lived all over the state. I was born in Port Washington and then lived in that area for a few years. Then I lived south of La Crosse for a few years and been up here, Oneida, Green Bay area for about, I don't know, it's probably pushing 30 years now. Played pool for about 20 years. Started off subbing on a team with my dad and some of the other old guys that he played with.
I bet they appreciate you saying that tonight.
I'm sure they do.
Are they watching the semifinals?
I don't think so. I'm not sure that they know I'm playing, to be honest. But either way.
Yeah, you should have invited the old guys.
Yeah. I mean, I called them old all the time back then, too, so there wouldn't be any surprise. Favorite game. Honestly, I played 8-ball for the longest time. Only really got into 9-ball about a year and a half ago, probably. But I did it mostly because I could see the appeal of like how it advances your game, especially with learning how to leave yourself. And then 10-ball, honestly, before started this tournament, I played it once. And now I've played it twice in this tournament. So, but it's cool. I like the variation. So I continue to play all different games now. So I want to try your UPL league at some point too. I just didn't want to start it while I was already doing this tournament.
It's probably a good idea. They're two completely different animals. There's no doubt about it. The shot clock and obviously tonight is going to be a little bit more moderately paced, if you will.
Right.
But both of you guys, you and Nick, you shoot at a pretty decent pace. So
I try to. I know sometimes some shots take me a little longer, but honestly, if it's kind of a tough shot or I'm not sure what I want to take next, I go through like a million different things at the table. I look at this way and then that way and then that way and then that way. Sometimes it's the fifth shot option that I finally take.
Sometimes that's not a good idea though, because
I know
you can really get yourself into some bad thought process. Like, well, what if this happens? I get it though.
Yeah.
So you look back on just strictly about your pool career, if you will.
Okay.
Who would be your biggest influence? Or your mentor? Would it be your dad then? Or your friends?
He was my early kind of pool influence because, he used to play when I was young. And I started playing like at 6 years old when I was little, like just messing around. I could barely see over the table, but
careful with the short jokes there, buddy.
Well, I might have been taller than you at that point still. I don't know.
Super.
Anyway, and I learned at some point that my dad actually played in a really big Milwaukee tournament back in the day, and he ended up getting 11th place. And the only reason he didn't get better is because he lost to the guy who took first because my dad missed the 8-ball in the last game.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So yeah, he was definitely my early influence, I would say. And then about, I don't know, probably 8 years ago now, I met Bill Sorensen at KK Billiards up in
wow, sorry to hear that.
Up in Green Bay, yeah. But honestly,
Bill's a good dude.
He is, and he's advanced my game more than anybody I've ever known. I've had a lot of good people teach me things over the years, but I don't know, maybe it's more I started taking it a lot more seriously about that time, too. So
Bill has actually mentioned on more than one occasion he's come up to the booth after or when he was here at the varsity club and mentioned that you're kind of his or he's your mentor, or you've been kind of his student over the last several years. So
yeah, he's taught me a lot, and honestly, not just him, but like I play in league with him Paul Olszewski and Todd Rasmussen, and honestly, I've learned a lot just watching them play too.
I'm sure Paul's going to be watching tonight as well. Paul and I talk pretty often.
He actually said that him and Todd Parle might be coming down here to watch the match.
Well, that's completely unnecessary. Then I have to see Paul. Damn it.
Well, that might happen.
That would be awesome. So outside of pool, married, kids?
Nope, neither
single?
one. Yep.
Okay.
Single forever.
What do you do for a career?
I work at it's a place where we build indoor air quality units. We use UV and ozone to clean the air in people's houses.
Okay.
There are units that attach to the ductwork of the furnace. So I work at the place that builds them, and then we sell them to like HVAC companies and stuff. So, and it's in Pulaski.
All right. Outside of this fantastic game that we love and hate at the same time, what do you like to do for any other hobbies?
I don't have a ton of hobbies anymore, but I do fantasy football. That's coming up. I got a draft in a couple of weeks. Really,
Packer fan?
I am. Used to always be a lot bigger Packer fan, but
Till they started missing in the playoffs every year?
well, no, not that. It was more kind of the direction of the NFL in general. But I really kind of want to try to get back into it a lot more. I'm a lot bigger Brewer fan now than I am a Packer fan.
Hell yeah.
Always been a Brewer fan too.
Hell
but,
yeah.
Obviously, what they're doing right now is crazy, but it's fun to watch. That's for sure.
You ain't kidding. Hopefully it lasts through the postseason again.
Yeah, this time for once.
So do you get nervous when you play, Jason?
Not typically. I might have a little nerves in the beginning. Last week was a really odd, or not last week, sorry, last round was kind of odd for me because when I was playing against Key, I won the 8-ball, and then for whatever reason, I had so much energy, and I got really amped up, and I was playing really, really tight.
Sure.
And I honestly thought I was playing really, really fast. And then when I went back and watched it, I was like, okay, I'm really not playing that fast. But I don't know. I was just playing really tight and everything. And then when I lost the first game of 10-ball, I got back over to my chair and I sat down, took a deep breath, and I said, all right, you need to slow yourself down, focus a little more, pay attention to what you're doing. And I actually managed to come back and beat him. So,
yeah, that was a fun match too.
Yeah, but I had to rein myself back in, or I would never have been able to come back in that one. So
he played really well too.
He did, especially towards the end there. I mean, he made a couple of mistakes, but I mean, who doesn't make a couple of mistakes? So
let me ask you an honest question. Not that none of these haven't been already, but when you joined the 64-player roster for this tournament, were your expectations to be sitting here today in the semifinals?
I wouldn't say that my expectations were to be this far, but I had goals set for myself. So the first goal was not to make a fool of myself in the first round. And to be perfectly honest, I almost did. I got very lucky to get past the first round.
That's the best comment ever. Don't make a fool out of yourself.
And then, after I got past the first round, I said, okay, so now I'm going to make the money. Now, that's the next goal. And then once I was in the money, now it's just as far as I can go. I play tournaments that honestly, more of my practice is tournaments than actual practice. And I want to win them all, and I usually am pretty confident that I can go fairly decent into tournaments regardless of my Fargo. But I don't ever have the expectation that I'm going to win because I kind of feel like that's...
Expectation leads to disappointment.
Well, not even just
time.
Disappointment, but getting too... what is the word I'm trying to use? Like getting too high on yourself, being...
Yeah, that's kind of what I meant by it, because if you're always expecting to win, you're going to be disappointed at some point.
Yeah, that
Somebody's
too.
going to whoop your butt.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and it happens. I mean, we've all had that happen. So...
Not me. I've never lost.
Oh, well,
From the booth.
I guess you're lucky.
What are you doing to be mentally prepared for tonight? Was there any Do you hold hands and sing Kumbaya with your best friend? Or
No.
No?
No. Honestly, like I said, I play tournaments. I played 3 tournaments in July during this tournament. And for me, that kind of helps me deal with the pressure of a match because I'm seeing it often enough. And then, like last night, I went over to Paul Achevsky's house and had a good practice session over there for a couple hours. I don't usually do a lot of practice just because I don't drink alcohol and I don't like to sit in bars a lot.
Yep.
So I don't do that a lot. I really need to because that's one of my big downfalls.
Obviously, you don't have a pool table at home. So
Unfortunately, no, I don't.
yeah, that would be the next purchase.
Yeah, that would be one I'd like to have, yes.
Well, obviously, you're in the middle of the match right now because this is probably going to be aired between 8-ball and 9-ball. So
Yep.
I wish you the very best of luck in tonight's tournament, and hopefully we'll see you in the finals.
I would love that. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure sitting
Yes.
with you, very much
Yes.
so.
Very much. Thank you.